was last night, connected to twin flames. And with the energy of the astrology and ascension, there's a lot changing, and it's not going to be fun. I'll put it that way. It's not going to be fun. We're heading to the eclipse in Taurus, and it's funny because psychically speaking, for the last few days, I've felt it to be quiet, okay? It's quiet before the storm. It's the energy brewing. For those of us, and it depends on where you are in your ascension path, especially in this process. So I have gone more towards the Oracle deck today. Hi, doll. And again, there was a card that was kind of slipped into two decks that have kind of mingled together because they work quite in harmony with each other. And there was one that was completely from a different deck, and it's community, right? We are family. Yep. 8th house, baby. That's where the next eclipse is coming from. So what we're having here is this week and a lot of the energy that we're moving into, because we're moving into the eclipse, you're going to get a culmination of both energies, which I'm getting the twin flame updates ready on the website, which I do give both free and paid. So if you haven't looked, go through and have a look. It's there to support you free of charge. Or the paid goes in depth into your mirror work, the ascension, definitely do astrology updates free of charge as well as paid. Now, what I'm seeing psychically and energetically from my experience on my twin flame path is there's portals, right? This portal at the moment is a combination of the two. It's two worlds merging. Synchronistically, when I look at time portals, what I am seeing with the 8th house, some of the signs and symbology that I have seen over the last, I would say, week, really when I have been tuning into what's coming through between now and May, is that, yes, we're going through a portal, but it's when we hear the term blast from the past, it's kind of like it's old energy from eons ago coming through. It's that old outdated ways that are leaving. And it is Scorpio. You got the higher octane of Scorpio and you got the lower octane of Scorpio. Same with Taurus, higher and lower. And, you know, because we're having an eclipse, we're out with the old, in with the new, but we still have to keep that direct foundation there. So if you look in the collective of what's going on, it can be to do with family, secrets, scandals, infidelities, things to do with children, adults, elderly, officials, and spiritually speaking, you know, anything that was hidden or wrong done to us, especially because we did just have the full moon in Libra, it is to do with, you know, marriages, contracts, partnerships. We're still having that energy kind of flowing through us. So we can go into this frequency at the moment, especially with Mars and Pisces, where, you know, we're feeling like we're going a little bit crazy. We really want the balance of the scales. You might feel slightly censored, and so it can come out in a very projectile way. For those of you that are a little bit more ascended, it just means to say you're going to deal with that in a different manner. But the emotions and secrets, and definitely dark energy at the moment. So you have to be really mindful. I did the Divine Feminine's message and I have uploaded it, but I'm going to go back today and I'm going to tune into it again for a second time and see if the same messages come through. The one message I can give you is dark energies of attachments, and yes, the karmics are coming, okay? Now, when I say they're coming, it can be in two different ways. It can be in a sense of feeling that our past is catching up with us. It can be in a sense of feeling that a cycle is closing, but it usually, you know, it's always like moths to the flame. So generally, the higher you ascend or the more you're transforming, it's a little bit like they're at your bloody ankles, all right? So the energy coming through for me psychically was what we call in the spiritual realm of psychic attacks. So it can be psychic attacks, it can be black magic, it can be people with the green-eyed monster on you. And again, it's quite vengeful in nature. Doesn't mean that you're safe. I will leave that there. Okay. Doesn't mean you're not safe. No, I wouldn't say that, but I'd say be aware. If you find that your energy is getting very tired and you're feeling that your attitude, your demeanor has kind of slid and it's kind of changing, I would probably do an energy cleansing, and that can be anything to do with your diet, really cleansing, detoxing. Be careful who you're tuning into. You can do smudging, you can have showers, but also you can use jinn removals and things that are almost like a little mini exorcism. But it's because what happens is when we're channeling, and especially light workers, energy healers, Scorpio is asking us to do a bit of a detox, okay? It's do the detox, so you might find you're going to the toilet, you're purging, you're crying, you know, however that's going for you. The other thing is that to detox it, we learn through the third eye, because empaths tend to be extremely psychic, and especially in twin flame connection starseeds. You're going to need to be aware constantly of your own energy, right? That can be hard when we're quite fixed on what Arthur, Martha, or May is doing, because you're actually stepping out of your auric field and you're in their energy. So if you do that long enough, you're actually going to embody that person's vibration. And that's what channeling is. So at the moment, what I was seeing coming through in Divine Feminine, which is deemed as the empath energy, both masculines and feminines have that, it can be very stifling in your auric field, okay? Especially if your body's getting very tired. We've got transits in Pisces, so from the spiritual realm, Pisces is 12th house. 12th house can, like I say, higher octane, low octane, you're going to get psychic attacks. So unless you're detoxing, clearing, taking time for self, protecting your energy, and you know, when you're shifting into a vibration potentially and tuning into it, if it feels ick, if you stay there too long, you will start to exhibit the demeanor of that human being. And that did happen to me in a part of my ascension. I was like, wow, this is really interesting. So my advice to the empath, or anyone that's experiencing this, be it it's masculine or feminine, would be to remove yourself from that thought process. Try and do the breathe in, blowing out. You can do smudging, have a shower. Don't go and do something to upgrade yourself. Create a bit of space and get connected to nature. Use guided meditation. You can use a jinn removal, and then get prepared, okay? Because there is going to be an opportunity at the moment where we are both ascending, but their codependency won't work in the circumstance. Healthy codependency, yes, but circumstances at a codependent level are going to come back due to the Scorpionic transit. It depends on how you directly deal with the circumstance. Now, I'm pulling the cards, we're seeing what's coming through, and I chose to go with the oracles because I actually don't need cards. I really don't. Cards are for entertainment purposes only. I've been a medium since I was a child. The premonitions that have been coming through is something to do with an imbalance in Divine Masculine's life. Divine Feminine, I'm just going to say it, yes, you're frustrated. You are frustrated, but each energy, understand that the Divine Masculine is inside of your life. So when we're having this feeling existentially, when you're looking at it from the mirror work point of view, you have a frustration in your own personal life right now, very separate to masculine as well. And it is relating to your power and the things you do in your day-to-day life. So it might be relating to your career. It may be relating to your fatigue, your frustration. And remember, this channel is not here for, hey, I am telling you, you have to be with your twin. The thing is, from my experience on my path, and this is the only place I can come from, is didn't know I was a twin till about 5 years ago. Can't believe it's that long now. Had been on the path for 27 years. But prior to that, from birth, I was developing my psychic gift. So to me, I was just psychic, and that's where the connection was coming from. It was like, I have a very deep bond with this person, which was the benefit, because I didn't have any fixed belief relating to a tag. But I quickly learned quite a bit about it. Definitely there was a spike in 2002 with the collective of twins. There was also another one in 2012, and there was another one in 2017. A lot of people were in communication around 2017 and 2018, right? A lot of breakups happened around that time. we're coming into a portal where there will be reconciliations. And mark my words, reconciliations will first come down to, and look back in your journey as an example, at first, prior to a reconciliation, what you will embody, and I've had so many people ask me this question, did you ever become repulsed at the thought of that situation? Yes, but in a different way, in a frustrating way. And I do have some twins that are in the house at the moment, and always feel free to comment during, after, where you can share it with the collective of your direct experiences. I promote that. That's great. Is that for me at a point in my time, in a point in you know, my relationship, was some of the purging does actually, well, the purging does happen singularly, in a sense that it's through that separation, and sometimes we can go into those abandonment modes. Each time there was a separation stage, it was always different. There was always something very different. The other thing I can say is, do we get angry? And yes, we do. Okay, you do get angry to a point, because when you have an awakening, you are understanding at some conscious level where in the journey you directly had a part, even if back then you didn't know you did, in some shape or form. When we say healing, and this has come up definitely with the masculines at the moment, the last 2 weeks, masculines have been extremely tired, having family related dynamics going on, really in this super awareness of what they're wanting to give to love, where some of their subconscious patterns had been coming through. That could have been addictive tendencies, habits, self-sabotage, victim consciousness, beliefs to do with lineage of how we should be inside our connections. And again, with the Pisces transits, it may even be dealing with a karmic that's unwell, ill, having substance abuse, being codependent. We can see it with Amber in the media. That is the Scorpionic energy. We're going from Libra to the eclipse in Taurus, which means women will be in the media for good and bad things. Younger and older generations. Same-sex connections. Like, it's good and bad, but it's coming about. And it's also the fact that we're looking at time. So the eclipse in Taurus is like, I've got 99 problems, you know, I've got to get a tick on, you know, we've got things to do here, come on. But everything is taking a lot longer. And with the heavy astrology we've had since the beginning of the year, you would have felt like you were pushing a wheelbarrow up a hill to no avail. And Divine Feminine has mountain. Okay, so you are protected. You can deal with circumstances in your life. If there's insecurities coming up, it is shadow work. If there's a circumstance coming up and it is directly linking to your twin, the one thing very loudly that is coming through is, how do I explain it? You can't lose. Do you understand what I'm saying? You probably don't. You can't actually lose your twin. So many times when I read the comments, I see the mirror of myself through my journey, and I totally empathize and understand. Each level you go to, you will see your connection at a different level. Now, when we say, I've lost this person, it's over. If you look back in your journey, because it's all energy, Abraham Hicks says it best. Honestly, you're in the matrix, you're not off the matrix. When we're having an experience, we're embodying a vibration due to a circumstance. It is energy, but you're in the humanistic body. When you understand energy and you know that you're a body in the world, but your energy is separate that controls the world, you actually know that if you shift that vibe, you can actually change the channel very quickly, and the outcome, the things that you attract, are going to be very different to what you're currently having right now. So in an existential crisis sort of a situation, some Divine Feminines are going through an embodiment and a belief that this is just going to be forever, ever. It's always this way. But when you step back from the ego, a lot of your psychic downloads actually do come through yourself. So you know in the truth. It can be a humanistic experience linking to the inner child, but in the truths, you know, you will hear from this person again. You know it's not going to be like this forever. That is the calm truth by truth. Doesn't mean that you don't reach a point where there is a requirement of change. And they're great pivotal points. They're actually quite fantastic. You do tend to be a little bit less nonchalant. You realize there are some things you can and can't do. It does not mean you don't love the person. You'll generally find if you've reached that point energetically, it is unconditional love, because you know you unconditionally what you can do for yourself, but you also unconditionally get to a point there are some things you can't do, and that's okay too. And it doesn't mean it will affect the journey at a permanent level. So divine feminines, okay, you got frustrations, but it can be a situation relating to a gathering. There is something to do with the gathering coming up relating to the past. This could be, again, a family-related dynamic. It could link back to a person linked to July. For some of you, this can link to a gathering, okay? It's also something to do with your belief systems inside of yourself relating to success. So this can be, okay, every time I get a entree, I don't get the main meal. And I'm seeing that a lot of you can feel almost fretful that you don't want to keep repeating the cycle. And this year, both psychically and astrologically, will be physically impossible for that to be so. So I want you to have confidence at least in that. So yes, there is a circumstance it's almost delayed gratification. We're wanting, and it's not that... we're wanting instant gratification. For many of us, we have been on the path quite a long time, but it's the frustration associated to such. And I do feel for some of you, and I did mention this during the month, that I did see the divine masculines coming in prematurely. And this might have been to touch base with you, have a conversation. It might have been via a text message. It could have been in your aura that you felt their energy. Only for that to then do a 360 and new events coming. Now, at the moment, the events that are going to play out are both positive and negative. And that is because we're getting the yin to the yang, but it's also whatever is being shifted around vibrationally, you will find it's setting you up for a more successful future. Okay, what am I seeing here? Okay, you're feeling at the moment in your position right now, you're feeling like you're having pretty crappy luck. There can be a circumstance coming up where it's almost like you're feeling, it's almost like the star card in reverse. Okay, shine bright like a diamond. You will make it through this. So some of you are feeling as though this is not possible, okay? This is not possible. And the reason that generally happens, and I need you to understand this, if you're being pushed out of a circumstance or pushed aside and you want to go along for the ride, there are certain ways this can play out, and this may be, how do I explain it? A circumstance playing out in divine masculine's life where you feel it's directly personal towards you. Some of you may want to be there with them. Some of you are feeling they're having to walk a path alone. And it's sort of like you're discluded from it. So you're kind of thinking, gosh, whenever there's 10 steps forward, there's 50 steps back. It's sort of that analogy coming through. I feel whatever this delay is or stream of bad luck that we deem, it's almost like the blessings are going to come tenfold. So I feel if there is a strain of crappy luck, again, I was really predicting through the feminines read, is that there is a lot of jealousy being projected from the karmic individuals. And it's sort of like, it was coming through that there was black magic, I'll just be honest. So it did look as though the envy, the greed, the lust, the feelings coming from an external source. And a karmic doesn't have to be a romantic partner. A karmic can be a brother, sister, mother, father. It can be a work colleague. It could be somebody who observes you and feels you have so much more than they do. So wherever that is coming from, you are purging it through your lineage system, but it's also, I do feel connected to an external energy that is deemed as a karmic. You may have had a chain of bad luck, but what we do need to understand is every person on the planet does experience that. To not personalize it and feel that you don't, because the universe is saying you do have this, you can handle this. Yes, you haven't had the most success. Yes, it's been tower moment after tower moment. It's been picking yourself up, continuing to go. Sometimes the universe does that to slow you down because the situation isn't completely ripe, or they're trying to teach you different things along the path, so you've got your toolkit for the big things that are coming. And I do feel it's like a reworking of the table for you, but your feelings are that you're semi-cursed, okay? You're like, why do I keep having these tower moments? Some of you feel that you have hit a stagnation wall. Now, that can be in association with, it could be a subject to do with wanting to have children. It might be to do with you parenting. If you're parenting, it could be also co-creativity. There's also this fear that people aren't respecting your boundaries. And sometimes we can go into that masculine energy and feel that a healthy boundary is asserting, speaking. I feel there's a circumstance playing out with the masculine at the moment where if you are directly speaking your truth, seeing a situation playing out, I feel that there's almost like there's going to be a circumstance, which we're going to look at the masculine's card shortly, but the channeled messages, there appears to be a circumstance where they will have to challenge individuals, but they'll understand they don't need to prove to others how they feel. But I do feel they're kind of stepping in and they're not allowing anything to harm you, to hurt you. But at the same time, you kind of feel that, you know, some of that power is out of your control. I would really say, you know, if the creativity flow is really lagging, do a solar plexus balancing. That can be anything to do with dancing, to help the creativity. I feel you guys are really quite fatigued at the moment, even though some of you might not be getting enough sleep. Spiritually speaking, there could be a question mark over a child. Could be children, especially with these eclipses coming. It could really kind of push you back a bit. Oh, no, it's happened there. It could kind of push you back a bit. Okay. I just got a message up on the screen from a subscriber. I feel there's a circumstance, and some of you are feeling as though there's challenges happening in divine masculine's life. Some of you, however, inside your own life, you're having situations where you feel you're kind of lacking courage. There could be a conversation piece that needs to occur, and you're really wanting to say it, and you kind of feel you've said it all. But there's a circumstance where you're thinking that this person maybe isn't going to have the courage to directly speak to you. What is this about, please? Okay, there's also for divine feminines, it's a situation relating to work that you need to deal with. There could be a lot of transitions around employment at the moment for individuals. I also feel there, for some of you that are parenting children, it's almost like you feel it would be easier if you had your counterpart with you. But I do feel there also could be a circumstance within your divine masculine's life, either relating to childhood. That's interesting. Childhood or, and a karmic individual, okay? Go, girl. Yeah, it's best time before Mercury goes retrograde. So if you want to do it, you hit the road jack right now. That's the best time to do it, is right now. Some of you are actually getting spiritual messages relating to divine masculine's aura. Don't fret too much. Generally, you find if you've gone through an ascension stage of ascension, you tend to then come up out of that, and it would have started about a week ago where their energies, a week to 2 weeks ago, where their energies were quite low, maybe run down. Some of them could be having very similar to divine feminine. We had the astrology happening with bones and teeth, and again, Scorpio is things that are hidden, so it can be your cycles are very heavy, having to have checkups, heart related dynamics. So I feel divine masculine has been working very hard, okay? And I do feel they have felt quite run down. So although, you know, we'd like this beautiful candle at dinner, I had a joke with my twin's niece the other day. She went on a holiday. I said, "Do you have a lovely candle at dinner?" And twin, of course, says, "Yeah, with the kids." That's kind of the analogy. And I feel really the best way to gauge it is to look around at the masculines around you in your life. And it's sort of a way that we can try and keep ourselves grounded and not as sensitive as we usually would be, even though we know it has been a very long time in this transition. But actually look at other males around you at the moment and see how their embodiment is going and how their frequency is actually being affected. The eclipse in Taurus is going to affect the internet. So, you know, that's on around the 29th, and then Pluto's going retrograde. So it's all going to be a Donkey Kong shit show. Let me put it that way. Okay. Okay, some of you are actually thinking, do I move forward? Do I be open to love? You know, I used to think this years ago, and it's like, yeah, I'll just go on a dating site. You know, magically Omar Sharif is going to drop down and everything will be fine. And it was like, you know, you really had to, for your own sanity, be in alignment for yourself. But usually what you'll find is divine feminines, you usually will get people coming out of the woodworks for you. And you'll be like, I did not see that coming. I do feel for many of you, it usually is a signal that you're very close to your reconciliation. It can be a karmic test, but some of you are feeling, look, is chivalry dead, so to speak? Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it's like generally, why? I mean, I had that happen to me during separation. And I put myself in the naughty corner. I was like, I'm not having no more drama, no more drama. I am staying single. I'm doing my healing. I swept everything and put up with too much rubbish, with partnership energies, you know, karmics, soulmates, twin. Oh, what a Ferris wheel ride, right? I think in the end it ended up being, you know, one of those drops. It was like, you know, 50-meter drops, and you kind of, without a parachute, you dropped on your head, and you finally go, you know what? I'm just stopping. So there is someone who's watching you, okay? There is, and it's so funny because there's certain terms in my father's native tongue that keep popping into my mind, and I swear he's all up in my grills giving me channeled messages. He was actually quite psychic. Gers means eye, and it's usually relating to the evil eye. The other thing that I was being told, let me see. Oh, okay, the devil's got an eye on you, but I don't feel this is divine masculine. Okay, I really don't. I'm not feeling that at all. Do I feel they're watching you? Yes, but the reference that's being shown to me, this feels like it's a different energies. They're not saying energy, they're saying energies. The thing is, when a person comes towards you, if they're offering you something, I'm not saying don't do it. I would say go very slowly, because I do believe, especially through the cards and through my ascended journey, right? I'm still ascending, descending, I should say, is that they show their stripes. Pause. Nothing, you know, especially with these Pisces transits. You know what it does? You know what? Some of my predictions were pretty on point. Is because on the surface it looks great, but it's what's under the coating is the direct consistencies, right? Because Pisces makes makeup stunning. Your hair, go and look at some of the hair fashion, the clothing, the styles that are coming through, art, same situation. It's linked to magic mushrooms, psychedelics. It's what it gives you, but what is the detriment? It can come down to medication. It's the same thing, okay? So all that glistens isn't gold. Be very careful. My guides are saying to me, you'll know when you're ready because you just feel infinite love for everyone. You almost see their flaws. You see it, warts and all. This will be karmics. This will be yourself. This will be your twin. I feel there's going to become a point that you are going to have heart-centered energy. You're trying to move forward. But I feel for those of you that felt that you had reached that point, two things can be going on. Number one, it does feel karmic energies are coming back, okay? Are you going to be fed up? Yes. You do need to do a gen removal. I will say that. I do feel there is, they're saying it again, girls, there's eyes on you that do not, and that it's almost like, and I don't usually go into this, honestly. Do I know it's real and do I know it can happen? Yes, I do. Different cultures can use this in different ways. There can be anything to voodoo dolls, to, chickens. Some of it very naturally can come through very naturally, and it can just be a person actually thinking negatively on you and it's coming towards you. But this feels quite intentional. It feels malice in nature. You may embody the frequency where you feel quite run down. So I would say do a gen removal. I mean, I'm looking at all of this crap on the card. Look at all these faces. That, like I said, the message that I was doing for Divine Feminine, which is, I'll still open it up to the members first and out to the collective, but I may do another one. The whole energy was dominated by karmic energy, and it was so weird how the overriding message was karmics. And it was a divine feminine read. So I would say it's a feminine karmic. Again, whoever it is, it's clouding divine feminine's read. And it was most of the read was asking me to warn you to protect yourself, okay? Now, the jealousy is coming from the fact that they know that you guys are close. It doesn't matter where you bloody are. You might not even be with your twin, and there's still jelly energy, jealous energy, insecurity. Usually you'll know when that person's coming because it's like a ghost. They'll be haunting you. You kind of feel that they're on your back. It feels like this, and you're kind of like, huh? Where are you? Yeah. Okay, where are these energies coming from? What do you need to be warned of? Number one. Okay, rabbit, I'm hearing. You're going to get news between now and next month. Whatever's about to go down, it will be based on reconciliations. It is going to be a face-off between karmic energies and divine feminines. But it's, look at the eyes. It's like rabbit. There's going to be communication coming in, okay? First, you're probably going to see it in a sense of signs and synchronicities. Like I said, for some of you, this coming in prematurely may be during the month of May, but I'm seeing it's already playing out now. I really do. There could be a toxic situation that still needs to be dealt with. You may need to, and what I'm seeing through in the cards is you may need to allow divine masculine to deal with this circumstance so that the karmic individuals hear it from the horse's mouth, not from yours. Then they can't blame you. It's like, you go do that. You do that, boo, Directly speaking, I do feel this is a connection between feminine and masculine. But there is a family-related dynamic that's about to go down. It's come up a few times. It's been coming up the last 3 weeks, but it's right here at the door. And, of course, because I can see the energy of karmics coming through in the read, I would say there's a pocket group of you that are going to come into reconciliation, communication. That's usually when they all come out to play. Okay, so they may have to have a conflict relating to family, deal with it. It doesn't have to be that it's a nasty thing. It can be making peace with the situation, but I also feel they're going to be fiercely protective of the circumstance. They're not going to allow schmack to be talked about you. Okay, I do feel there's also going to be a conversation in relation to where they want to go with you. They're piggy in the middle of a circumstance. We're picking our tribe at the moment. Okay, divine masculine at the moment feels quite heartbroken. There is a circumstance relating to heart. There is a circumstance relating to, for a person that has passed over or an ending of a chapter. We have hole in the heart. Okay? We also have past tense energy, things from the past coming back to haunt us, right? Now, every single one of us will end up with a bloody karmic at some point in our life. We all know this. You're going to have a soulmate too, right? A karmic doesn't have to be a romantic partner. if you read into text of such, which I always used to laugh on this, you generally have picked their karmic. You can do a cord cutting energy directly connected to their karmic. And the only way it will work is you need to directly feel at peace that they don't have tools. They have learnt a mechanism of manipulation and they live by that book. How their ascension goes is theirs, but you would need to energetically in your embodiment truly feel inner peace that they don't know what they're doing. And to cut that cord, you have to understand that they don't have control and that divine masculine will liberate themselves. But you actually, in order for that cord cutting to be successful, I remember when I did a cord cutting, it was prior to reunion, and it was where I made a lot of peace with myself because I felt I was carrying them around like, the dog's days are over, carrying all the karmic's energy on my back like they were psychic attacks and burdens. And it was like, okay, look, I'm cutting this off. I'm releasing you from this contract. Make peace with your new life. And I bless you be on your way. And you have to be able to do that authentically for it to physically work. You can then in 48 hours have a bit of psychic attacks going on. Purge it out, flush, drink, stay focused, release, go through the, emotions associated with that. Because sometimes you have had past life energies directly connected to them. I cut cords once. I'm not talking about with your twin. You can't cut the cord with your twin. It won't work. You are twin. So all you're doing is making yourself purge quicker. The cords associated with karmic situations is that in order to end their contract, sometimes they end up staying a lot longer, is because we're embodying resent, guilt, anger, which is bloody hard to do the work on, I can tell you, especially when bad crap happens. And 90% of the time, bad crap has happened. That it keeps that cycle spinning, right? And Scorpio is going to drag that crap up and drag it out from under that carpet, and it's going to be all these PTSD memories. Masculines at the moment, again, things to do with death, things to do with life, things to do with the things that, it could be past life energies playing out where we're moving through this karmic portal. Okay? Beliefs of victim consciousness. Beliefs of victim consciousness. I'm hearing, wow, bless. Should have known better, right? Yeah, there's regrets. Back then there was a, how do I put it? The individuals they brought into their life or had come into their life were matching their vibration at that point in time. They also felt that's what they were worthy of. That's what their role was. That's what the adequacy was. So the circumstances that I attracted, there might have been a karmic individual that was quite victim conscious orientated. They may have been quite manipulative and sooky. They may have used words to wound. But it's not a one-sided transaction, okay? When we look at these circumstances, like I said, our shadow energy usually is where we were. It doesn't mean we live there forever and we end up being that person forever. And that's another thing. In order to have that success with this individual, we spiritually, you will know when the person's ready, and you'll know those things have changed. And you would be able to compartmentalize those things. But again, never presume you'll know until that person's in front of you, because there is a transformation, but I do feel this person's descending. I also feel that divine masculine is getting really tired of toxic individuals. I feel they're really quite fed up. They do feel at times they have been mistreated by individuals. They do feel they're running out of time. I feel they never got enough time, but it's almost like they've had this epiphany that, oh my gosh, how much time has kind of gone by and I'm still bloody dealing with this crap. Even if they could, they wouldn't want to go back to yesterday, because although, yes, with you, there might have been great energy, there were other circumstances in their life that yesterday just wasn't so great, okay? So yes, in some ways they do, but in other ways they don't. And that's the death and rebirth cycle, is going from the scorpion, the serpent, right, having the descension, to the ascension. It's looking at that circumstance from a different kind of vantage point. This is definitely a rebirth. Oh, okay. What the heck is this? His last text. He said, time is short. Oh, wow. I'm hearing you can't work with those who don't want to work with you. And it's almost like I do, oh God, I really feel this person is, it's almost like, oh my God, my twin says this, it's so funny. Get a can of harden the hell up, okay? And it kind of is coming through that whomever they're talking to, it might be a little bit insensitive to particular individuals. It could be a little bit snappy. But he's requiring these individuals to actually grow. I'm hearing the term white noise. You know, a lot of white noise, a lot of frustration. Look, we're going to find out what this is in relation to. Which deck should I use? I'm so keeping away from the tarot at the moment. I get more channeled messages this way, and I'm not going to dig into the rabbit hole, because the rabbit hole isn't real. This is a family-related dynamic. This could be a karmic individual. Definitely for childhood, family. I feel they've taken a roll on for a very long time. They're really fed the heck up. Some of them might be going into business on their own. Some of them are like, geez, you know, I'd rather be on my own than dealing with this circumstance. I'm hearing you can go your own way. Yeah, they already know what they want. They've had enough. They're also saying in response to individuals that are questioning them or harassing and pushing, it's like you've already formed your own opinion. You can form your own. It feels very, you know, matter of fact. Changed in a night. You have... Oh, goodness. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, some people are feeling in the group, it's like, you know, as soon as we start owning our power, and we've been seeking outside ourselves, I might have been going to your mum, your dad, your friend, you know, oh, what's going on with my twin? What's going on with my love interest? And it's almost like we're trying to understand, but once we embody that energy and we own our power again, it's almost like they're still taking on as a job. I feel the karmic individuals in this person's life are sort of saying almost like, why the hell have you changed? And it's like, no, this has been a long time coming. It's like, you know, if you're in the gutter for a long time eating crap, dealing with codependency, control, people, you know, people putting you in a box sort of thing, they're still being sarcastic. This looks like I'll just say, a very bitchy situation playing out in a very nasty way, and their response to it, well, you know, it's almost like sarcastically, well, go consult an expert then. Oh gosh, this is going to be an interesting week. You're gonna like, okay, this happened to me. These people are going to get the crown knocked off their heads. I'm also seeing symbology relating to a horse, but it's white, it's freedom, right? I also feel for some of you, you might be humbled by how quickly this individual does make a solid decision. And it may be you that's a little bit behind by the time this crap goes down. It's not that this cycle is completely over, and let me explain why. It's a little bit like Mario Brothers. You go levels, right? So you could walk out the door. Are they tired of this? Yeah. Okay, there is a cycle about to end. but there will be maybe paperwork associated with it. There could be money associated with it, and that can be good and bad situations. But the decision's done. The steps are now being taken, if you understand. Oh, heck. There's lots of different messages coming here. A fight with karmics. B, a family situation. I'm also seeing betrayals relating to karmics, jealousy and control relating to karmics, a secret conversation with divine feminine, and legitimacy of children. Right? For those of you that are asking, are they being intimate with the karmic? No. We'll clarify. That message came through last week, and it was a little bit, they were grossed out. They felt nauseated. So if you've been feeling nauseated, it's because they felt gross. I feel... the person's trying to suck up, it's not working. So, for those that aren't in a romantic situational ship with the karmic, it's funny. See what's happened in this read. Again, it's karmic. This is a masculine, feminine energy, just an energy update. Yin to the yang. I'll break it down in a minute. Yeah, they're getting messages. Someone's trying to manipulate them to do with the past. Okay, number one, they don't know how you're going to take them, okay? They've had a lot of rejection in their life. They're quite worn down. They know that you're within, and it's a very healthy standpoint to take. It's not, oh, you know, I'm scared. I'm not getting anything of that. I almost feel at times they felt that you were so beyond them, just like you may have thought back then. That's how you were. The uncertainty is life, right? It definitely is, and it's the most healthiest way to actually view any circumstance, and it's the most loving way to actually deal with that, because I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I can promise you I'm going to turn up to YouTube tomorrow and then I get hit by a bus, and it's like, so nothing's certain. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so in their minds, they kind of instinctually know nothing is certain, but they're really wanting to, you know, they feel they're running out of time. They feel guilt with what they're dealing with, but they also, just like you, have problems. They've got some situations they're dealing with. So not necessarily are they wanting to let you down or hurt you. And generally what will happen is communication can kind of lag off if they feel that conversation is going to turn into an argument, because if they were to be transparent and say, I've got X, Y, and Z going on, not necessarily due to the amount of delaying and waiting, would that make that situation any better? So they are trying to use their time really well at the moment. And they're just like, oh, you know, whatever's going down, dolls, it's really yucky. I'll just say it's really yucky. It's a really hard time. Picture in your mind hearing about a terrible, terrible thing, you know, and I had gone through this month. It was like, watch the way you answer the phone. Don't always presume everything has stayed the same, because we go and put our bloody foot in it. It could be something to do with, you know, loss of a child, loss of a parent. Yeah, it's like they're not rushing in because they don't want to, burden you, but they're doing it correctly. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, what is this? They're using their time well. Okay, some of them are thinking about accommodation home, but again, there's family stuff going on. What's happening with that? It's not going to be as long as you think. Yeah, something surrounding family has hit or is hitting. What have I done? Oh, thanks, Star. Look, I'll show you. And look, I know gospel this is happening because it's happened to me in my twin flame path this month. We have, these are the cards, I'm pulling them as you see me. Time. Uranus and Taurus relates to time, legacies, inheritance, older, younger, nervous system. Scorpio eclipse can relate to things that are hidden, things that come to an end, deaths, endings, resurrections, rebirths. It can be tax, it can be sex, it can be the children's DNA. It's all of that. So it's all up in the astrology. Now, out of nowhere, okay, comes out of nowhere. No waiting. It's like, whoa, got to deal with this. It's happening quite quick. What's happening? Something to do with the home. Something that is hidden. Something's false. It's not quite right. Misfortune. Bang. Happening. What is it linked to? A few areas, because each of us have our own path. We have Black Moon, Lilith, and Cancer. Family. Facing our fears with family and childhood and safety and wellness and our right to express ourselves in transparency. Death. 8th house placement. Divorces. Legitimacy of children. Loss of friends. Changes of friends. It could be a friend passing away. Wanting to be close, but also wanting to be understood that, look, 9 times out of 10 of my twin flame path, when we were separate, there was times when, and I think all of you can relate, it's a little bit like, you know, you have something happen and it's like all of the, excuse the French, the fuckery, it kind of just goes and you're like instantly, you pick that phone call up, it's like a good friend and you're like, this happened to me. And generally it's really weird. The phone call actually does go through. And then there'll be other times masculine will have the same circumstance with you. Why does that happen? Is because directly there is no ego attachment. There's no manipulation. There's no, what am I going to get out of this? It's just being. And that is a lot of the times why your path will flow a lot better when you're just letting go. Why do you think the song come out? Jesus, take the wheel. Manifesting doesn't come down to thinking, controlling, manipulating. All of you think the karmics get so much best. No, they don't, because they've got a full lifetime of manipulating. I mean, okay, say if there's a karmic and, you know, what they have used to trap individuals is to lure them in, have children, get them caught in a cycle. Good old Scorpio, right? Their body clock ain't going to be able to make kids forever. What a lonely kind of life to have at the end of that, where you've been on autopilot, trying to protect your nest, trying to add problems to that nest, to keep you safe and structured in an environment, believing that is what keeps us there. And then your body clock stops and you're like, wow, that was a lot of energy I gave into that situation when I could have been having a really beautiful life with somebody that I directly love. That's somebody I never had to manipulate, and they're here because they choose me. You know, so yes, should we start looking at the healing process differently? Is it horrible that you see that maybe your twin is had those things happen? 100%, dolls. But look at it from the other point of view. Would you not rather be you, that you know that you're chosen because you're chosen, not because you had to manipulate? And I'd rather, you know, I'd rather be that. I don't want anyone to feel obliged. Ever. Let's get some Abraham Hicks cards. I ain't your mama. You know, I'm not. If you're undecided, don't choose me. That's all good, not personal. Most are attracting their less than wellness by default. So, by you thinking the karmics have it best, you're continuing to manifest that. By you saying this is always going to be that way, it's always going to be like that. By you going into money lack mentality, it's always going to be like that. When you're not able to let go of the karmics, you're keeping the karmic with the masculine or the feminine, because you're the one that's not letting go. You'll be quite surprised. I had some very interesting psychic downloads during that part of my path, and I was like, he didn't look too happy from photographs I saw. And I was like, okay, theoretically, we choose the karmic. And I was like, well, on the 5D, psychic attacks and all the rest of the shit, it was like, I'm keeping the woman there. Doesn't have to be a woman, a karmic, doesn't have to be a partner. Right? Until I let go of that, I wasn't even ready for the connection, for any connection, because I couldn't forgive. And it's not forgiveness is not what you did is okay by me. No. Forgiveness is, I don't want to think about that every day. It's a waste of my life. I'm not going to give that energy to that because it's manifestation. And what was happening, I would have a chain of very unfortunate events and they just keep coming around. Why? Because I was thinking about it. I was believing that's all there was in the world. And yes, we must understand that we will get horrible things happening to us in our life. We will have absolutely fantastic things because we physically are human beings and it is part of life. And so when we do move out of victim consciousness, we realize it's okay to go into victim consciousness when something happens. It happened, right? But if it's all the time, it's like martyrdom of victim consciousness. It's self-fulfilling prophecies and you're actually channeling it. And you have no idea how often I was doing this. I was literally, I looked at my life and there was a few times where I wanted something in my life and it was like instantly I was like, wow, how did that happen? And it was funny because all I had done was thought about it and let go and it suddenly happened. And the same thing happened this week, which was beautiful. It was like, yeah, okay, we're back to that again. Be careful what you think. The other thing was whenever anything on my twin flame path that I fed, fucking happened. All of it. Everything down to the T, the detail. I don't know, that mind is so toxic. It was like, girl, you got to do a declutter. Attracting less than wellness are doing so by default. They may very well desire wellness, but the majority of their thoughts do not support the wellness. It is not a good idea to try to evaluate what everyone else is living because you're not behind their closed doors. But we can always know where you stand relative to what you want. Another thing is when you're thinking of the map of what divine masculine would have to do to get to you, you're in the divine masculine energy. Don't problem solve for them. Let it go. It's not your job. Let go. Just picture home, which is inside your own physical body, and let go. And if you pay attention to the feelings within you that aren't the egoic mind, I'm telling you, you will find yourself guided through thoughts more of the time in the direction of which will ultimately please you. So where is your bliss? What have you done today that was actually good? Did you actually take a moment for yourself? Did you look into the mirror and say that you're wonderful? Did you criticize yourself in your image in the mirror? Did you go, hey, you're doing pretty good. You're tired, but hats off to you. You're doing well. You still showed up. You know, have empathy for yourself, but try to not indulge the ego of, oh my God, I'm spiraling. What are they doing? That's it. You've got to get that nav man in control, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard work. I said years ago I would need to, and it was in 2017 when we had Chiron and Pisces. I said to myself through my ascension back then, I'm going to need to be a bloody Buddhist monk. I'm getting psychic attacks. So the tools I've developed, which I share on the website, are for your ascension. I've been there. Go and use them. They're cheaper than a reading. And the readings that I charge, you literally inside your star sign and the twin flame duo packs, you get coaching, you get the tools, you get your week by week ascension, and you get the mirror work. And that's with your star signs. Because it becomes a matter of survival of the ascension. I should call videos that. Survival of the Ascension weekly update. Okay. Same shit. Masculine's doing the same. Okay. I'm going to pull one for the karmic. Are we all in it? Are we all in it? I hope not. I'll read theirs in a minute. I told you, watch your backs. Searching for physical problems can attract physical problems. The masculines are pissed off. They're like, seriously? Why is this happening? Okay. Many people have come to feel vulnerable without the unseen parts of their body. Okay. Where is it? And the feelings of vulnerability is a very strong catalyst in the perpetuation of illness, which is very true. Dis-ease causes disease. Very big theme that did come up this month. The law of attraction insists on it. A continual search for things wrong about your body, which the masculines are having their body image related situations going on. A continual search for things wrong with your body will in time produce evidence of something wrong. Okay? Not because it was lurking there all along and you finally probed long enough through it to find it, but because repeated thoughts eventually create an equivalent. Okay? So, are they run down? Yes. They're like, oh no, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Getting run down, right? I still feel with the doves coming out of the heart chakra energy, there is anger towards the situation, but there's healing. Okay, they're purging through the heart. There is reunion coming here for the connection, though. The karmic. Okay, what do we get for the karmic? Where did I put the bloody card? Okay. Now, we must understand that karmics do not have the tools that we have. Manipulating ones at times, yes. But it's always on a perspective of where they're at. Now, some individuals can be in soulmate relationships. Not all of the counterparts will be continuously in a karmic relationship, just as divine feminine will generally have a karmic and a soulmate energy. All right? And it doesn't have to be a romantic partner. Before I take any action, I will seek my vibrational alignment. Oh, God. I'm going to pull a clarifier on this. It doesn't happen that way. No, it don't happen that way, okay? Be aware of these individuals. Projection is the reflection. I would love for them to have epiphanies. But some simply do not have the tools, and that is no shade on them. They really don't. They don't actually know what they're doing. Anywho, because it would take accountability. It would take actually understanding. It takes two to tango. There's no I in team. And so that's why in the Ascension, in your twin flame path, separate to your twin flame path, you know, were there betrayals inside it? Did you do something wrong? Did they do something wrong? How did you come together? Did it start in cheating? You know, how did it end? Hundreds of things. Do you know what I mean? So you've got it to be it to see it. Do you get what I'm saying? Monkey see, monkey do. We clear that karmic cycle, but the same thing. Well, Taurus is there. You're going to have a huge sweet tooth. You know the deal. They may not necessarily be able to do that. That's what I'm trying to say. So there can be victim consciousness that comes up. Let's pull another card for the karmics. So at the moment, yes, they do need to check their own side of the fence. They may not pause before they take action. They may go in my angel's fair to tread. There could be that revelation, actually. So yes, could there be a revelation that maybe they are with somebody where energetically they know their intentions, their energies are elsewhere? And it should have remained a friendship, potentially, yes. There could be insecurities associated with that. There are many right ways of us to behave. It's in reverse. Okay. No regrets. No, I'm telling you, this is War of the Roses. There's a group of them that may have split personality. Some of them can be actually... Oh, no, are you serious? using medical situations to manipulate. Wow. What's that song? How low, 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 low. Wow. Okay, I'm actually seeing an individual actually spying on them. That could be an actual official individual, and they're getting a photo and they're getting found out. There's something to do with the book, and I'm hearing the book's being thrown at them. Oh, no wonder they're coming for you. It's not working. Okay, what else do we need to know? This is gobsmacking, this road. I've missed the oracles. My every thought and vibration. Oh, wow. They're attracting all of this. Oh, I don't know. It's almost like I'm seeing a wheel coming around, and it's all the things washing in from the past like a tidal wave, and it's all the things that are being stagnated, used as attempts to keep everything the same. They're all coming out. Okay? For some, it's DNA related. For some, it could be the DNA of children. It could be, I'm seeing contracts, lies with money. Person manipulating to do with health in some shape or form. I'm also seeing a love letter in a book, and that can be somebody, a karmic sent another individual. They're also shading Divine Feminine's name. All the eyes, like they've got eyes spying on you, but I actually don't feel they understand the eyes are spying on them. This is quite funny. What else have we got? Oh, wow, I'm getting a headache. Wow. I feel this individual is going to say something to the wrong individual. And it feels as though it's just, you know, those moments where you're like, you know, you're having a moment and it just comes out. I've only twice in my life have I had that. And it was like, almost like an out-of-body experience. Of course, it was quite ascended in what I said. Look at this. It's almost like the mind is rolling off the lips. And it's like this person is saying something. And it's like they so don't realise they've said it, but they've said it in the wrong location at the wrong time. And it's being recorded. Like it's messing them up. I feel it's a demeanour this person has. It feels a little bit narcissistic. Yeah, I'm hearing mental health. But whatever they've said, they're actually admitting to something. Oh, okay. I'm being shown the full card in tarot. I'm noticing it feels like there's, I don't know if you can see it, the hat, and it's like the Joker, right? They've kind of gone in my angel's fair share. They've gone in prematurely. Yeah, this feels this feels mental health. This person has actually brought themselves undone, and it's about to happen. Like, if they haven't, I feel they're accidentally putting their foot in doo-doo. And each one of you, there can be an individual message, but this person is in a location. They're saying something, it comes out of nowhere. Yeah, it comes out of nowhere. No cause for, it's almost like self-righteous. It feels almost that, how do I put it? It feels that whoever's asking them the question, it could be a legal representative, it could be a lawyer, it might be a medical practitioner. Or what I'm seeing in the card is it's someone professional, right? But they're speaking, and it also could be to a group of people. That one scenario has been shown to me, it can be a group of people, but it kind of also can be almost like you owe me, this is mine kind of frequency. And the card states, when I want it, and I allow it, I create. It's almost like saying, I can have anything I want when I want now. And it's very demanding. Oh, Lord. And the funny thing is, it might be to harm divine masculine or feminine, but I kind of feel it's doing the backwards. I kind of feel it's actually hurting it's hurting themselves. They're actually putting their foot in the doo-doo. What is the clarifier for this, please? Let's use this deck. That they messed up. They're wanting an apology, but they're going to have to do that, right? That there is insecurities. I feel some of them may know that the connection between feminine and masculine is there. Somebody is underestimating divine masculine. And this person's being very greedy. I also feel once they see the transformation happening in divine masculine's life, it's almost like they want to come back because they want it back. Yeah, they want everything back to the way it was before. It's not going to happen, right? It's family, tribes, it's something to do with tribes is moving. This individual could want things to go back to the way they can't. Yeah, speaking with love in reverse. It's speaking with control. I do feel divine masculine feels in the mix. And this doesn't have to just be divine masculine. It could be feminine. Whoever is dealing with this situation, the karmic is putting their foot in doo-doo. Let me put it that way. There feels there could be a bit of a war of the roses. Might look great on the surface, but the candy cane underneath isn't looking so yummy. It's kind of a bit moldy. I just get this feeling that wherever this is happening, though, it's in public. It's around watching eyes. It's on tape. It's look at it. Even could be a video, something they say. Could be a post that they're putting on social media, and it's a statement, and it's getting shared to another individual. They might have somebody show up at their door unannounced. They're also getting gossip through the grapevine, directly connected to either feminine or masculine. And it's causing grievances in their mind. I'm hearing the term again, you owe me. That's mine. Interesting. I feel it's a crossover between this month and next month. So we're getting both month energies. Next month, you're going to feel like it's 2 months and one. What it's showing me with this card is it feels like it's rolling over from here to there, but it's the past coming back. It is being eclipsed out. This cycle has taken a while to end. Let's get a few more. Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay, if they've been using circumstances to manipulate, I feel it's not working anymore. I feel they're tired of hearing it. I feel that, you know, it's a little bit like when you do get to know a person, you kind of know their patterns. So the patterns don't work anymore. You know, it's a process of elimination. It's like, okay, if I say this, this person says that. If I do that, this person does this. And then you problem solve. You always find a loophole in the matrix. I feel whoever's dealing with this individual has really well and truly seen how this energy kind of operates. So it's nothing, it's like they're not lowering their guard, they're not trusting it. They actually just look at the situation like it's a rerun of an old show. The only reruns I'll watch is maybe, oh, I don't know. Any reruns any of you guys would watch? What would you watch? Would you watch a rerun of anything? The Twin Flame Show. Groundhog Day, right? Until you just be like, dude, seriously get this right, right? Get it right. Star Trek, yeah. Why? So we can go back in time or go forward. Can we just go forward? Keep your dreams alive. Keep your dreams alive, right? Dreams from the past coming back. Yes, some of those can't, you know, and that could be, hey, supernatural. My nephew watches it. I don't have the time. I'm in the supernatural world. I don't have time for TV. What do I love? I love watching, only because I'm into spooky things. I've got Scorpio on my chart. Walking Dead. You know, Die Hard fan. Sons of Anarchy. Down for that any day. Oh, Sons of Anarchy. What was the other one? I forgot the name of it. Sex and the City. You got to. Just loved Sex and the City. Good old days. Okay. Foundation, please. Whoa. What am I saying here? What am I getting here? What is Divine Masculine up to? They're up to something. Not bad. They're thinking about the connection. I feel they're looking at the bigger picture. They're also feeling that, you know, so much time has gone by. They kind of feel that their time now in their life is really precious. They also feel, I'm hearing the term, time is precious. It's almost like they're having a 101 of time. They're like, you know what? I'm going to be more practical here. And they feel really practical. They feel that they're tired of being stuck in a cycle. They want the beautiful life too. They want to have the peace. They want to have the enjoyment. They want to have friends. They want to have zen. They want to be loved. They want to have that. They want to have all. Okay? They want to just have a loving heart, a spiritual connection, to be seen and to be themselves, to just be themselves and not be, you know, felt unworthy of this. And they feel this spiritual energy between the two of you is quite special. For some of you, I'm just going to say, be careful, you might get pregnant. They're saying you don't have very long, so hurry up. Do what you got to do. Do expect some movement. I kind of feel they're kind of surprising you. The cards that it's like Divine Masculine is lowering their guards. They're going through a very mini portal of rebirth, quiet, and it's like they're springing something on you. But it's like they're either showing up to your door, that something's changing, something's doing a complete 360. It may be you spiritually, and I've said this before, it might be you guys that aren't directly ready. There is a situation that you want to feel safe about. It's to do with your childhood though, dolls. Okay, so it could be to do with family. So I don't feel you guys want drama. Yeah, you're like, look, I'm being transparent. I'm being honest. And it's true. There are some things we can do. There's some things we can't do. And that's one thing we do learn. You're going to have to be very careful of your eating at the minute. Your gut could be very off. Some of you are feeling that your appearance has changed and it could be making you feel a little bit insecure. Some of you, there might have been black magic done on you for that to happen, but it's only temporary, so it's not working. But it has helped you face shadow truth of your childhood trauma and your beliefs to do with what is to be a feminine, what is to be a masculine. So any shadow work that's happened there, it's happened for a reason. Let's pull a crystal for Divine Feminine. I hope this helped. Do a gin removal. I'll put up the read in the members hub. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's one of the large messages. I just kept going on and on and on. It was directly relating to the karmic. So it's interesting that it's come back up here again. I'm going to pull these up and... Okay, Abraham Hicks cards. Love them, love them, love them. Okay, one for the feminine place. Inner child energy, do your solar plexus. If you're aggressive, lay off, mate. Keep away from the red and orange food groups. Do some walking, burn off your energy. Okay. Masculine, please. If you're having control, let go. Go and have an experience where somebody can make the plans for the whole day. That could be a girlfriend. It might be letting a child paint on your face without you controlling it. Let go and understand the beauty of not having control, okay? Okay, so Garnet. It's very interesting that Divine Feminines have Garnet, but Garnet's in reverse. Now, Garnet does spiritually protect you. Stay focused on the task at hand and accomplish the goals with creativity and determination. What you're finding is there's things that you're delaying doing, right? You also could have spiritual beliefs. Garnet in the twin flame connection and the spiritual connection is usually, Garnet and Ruby is very much for royalty. There could be insecurities and jealousy associated with how you feel to do with the karmics and what your position is. For some of you, not all of you. There also could be beliefs to do with, you know, marriage, connections, partnerships, and how those things are changing. Stop procrastinating, increase self-motivation, maintain focus, determination, and success. Stay grounded and focused. Walk the path to creative success. So at the moment, some of you could be going through job transitions. You may be dealing with those circumstances where you're feeling inadequacy, maybe, you know, not feeling as beautiful, not feeling as regal. Remember, the love and the heart, that continues on through your life. This on the surface, that goes, and it is directly the spiritual connection, not the physical. And I do feel it's aiding you in a way to clear it, but it's also, if you're wanting to balance that, you can use Garnet at the moment. Now, masculines at the minute, they are in their third eye. They're actually trusting that a lot of the things and places where they were did happen for a reason. But they're also thinking about the people that they do want in their life. Some of them are actually having a little bit of good luck, which is giving them a boost, which, like I said, both polarities of the eclipses, you're going to get yin to the yang. There's going to be a lot coming out. They're seeing some synchronicities. They're almost feeling, why is Gaia giving me all these doors that are opening at the moment and they're blocking certain doors? It's like, they're noticing the synchronicities. I also feel, psychically speaking, that some of them have directly been comparing between soulmate, karmic, and twin, and it's like really, really noticing the patterns of other energies in their life, and they don't have to be romantic partners, but it feels like they're seeing synchronistic energies. It also feels, they feel almost like your name is just popping up in their bloody head all the time. It's driving them crazy. They're trying to understand what this is, because it's very, very strong. Is there a bit of obsessive energy? Yes, there is. Definitely operating through the 12th house because it links from spirituality. And I feel most of this, like if they've had any old patterns come up, it's very temporary. I feel it's pretty much within the first week of May. I feel it's almost done and dusted and gone because we're transitioning. Like I said, in your shadow work you guys need to do this month, I highly, highly advise you get it done because the difference is chalk and cheese next month for the masculines. Value systems with the heart chakra coming up, okay? Okay, some of you again, it's like that you guys in your life and in the direct connection are going to be changing roles. Do I feel the karmics at the moment are enjoying that? No. They are after money, okay? I would say they're after money. I feel they're after a heart-centered energy. They just better hope that they've done it authentically because the ferryman's coming to get paid. I don't know. We'll clarify. Okay. Anyone in the house, before I offer it, anyone wanting a super chat, how many hands do we have in the air? Out of curiosity. I don't know why I always find the karmic energy is really amusing. It feels like therapy to me, sort of more. What I'm saying is this person is believing that there's certain things owed, okay? This person, some maybe do not work, some maybe are feeling that they're going to cross paths with the individual. And it's funny because for a group of these individuals, I do feel there's a bit of control. They're the ones that are in a karmic relationship. But in general, you know, those that are separate, and I do feel there's a large pocket group of individuals that are separate. I do feel that they're kind of in this mindset that they believe they can just come and go as they please, that they can make demands as they please. It's not working. I feel a karmic individual is feeling that they should be kind of thought of. Oh, this is really weird. Something hasn't changed though, so it's almost like they're trying to push the buck. But I feel it's more with those that are actually already in separation. But those that are in the connection, I kind of feel they're really a bit dominant on divine masculine at the moment. I see divine masculine slipping through the cracks sort of thing without them noticing. And I kind of feel they're taking a minute for themselves. And that minute for themselves, I'm seeing that they're actually making some major decisions. Okay, I will be back in about 10 minutes. I'll put a community post up and give you a heads up when I'm coming live again for the super chat. If we get a group of you, put a comment on the post that I put up and I'll come back and I shall do the super chat. Otherwise, if you do wish to go to the website, we do have the freebie members for the twin flames, for your moon energies, the eclipses and more, as well as for your star signs. You get a little mini intro into what they are, and then you go into the full body content of it, and they're available monthly and throughout the month. So I'm adding posts and giving different things throughout the month of information and predictions. So if you want to come through and join, it's free of charge. And we do at the moment have a trial for a 1 month to actually have the joint, and so that's both the twin flame and the star signs, which gives you your weekly individual chakra updates for the star signs, which does help with your ascension process, to be perfectly honest. But there is a trial offer for 1 month to have a go at that, no lock-in, and it's on discount at the moment. So if you did want to go and have a look, jump through. Great for Mercury retrograde because it's no lock-in. Otherwise, I love you and I'll see you soon.